Chat, YouTube, internet, outernet, if you somehow get this, it's the finale of Phoenix Wright Justice for All. That son of a bitch, Matt on guard, he done hired an organ player. Really ties the room together. Grr, how did I get into this mess? Getting Rise from the Ashes flashbacks. That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix. Did I load up the wrong game? Did I do the wrong thing? What have I done wrong? Have I? Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Might have done the wrong thing here. Let's wrap this bitch up. I think I might have hit new game or something, because that seems like the beginning of the beginning of the game, I'll be honest with you. Right. That one. Load that, yeah. Alright, my bad. I thought this is the beginning of the game. We're having that same nightmare. But anyway, yes. New game will be determined at the end of this stream. I'm hoping this stream goes for at least, 2 hours and some change. So far, every part of this trial has been about 3 hours. So, I mean, logic would dictate that checks out. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Oh no. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Just haunting our dreams. Fun fact, Phoenix Wright is a playable character in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's his ultimate finisher, having the judge... I've had this stream before, someplace, some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny. Well, you had it, you got clonked in the head by a fire extinguisher. I don't know if that's destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. Oh no! What do you mean? What's about that? Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Phoenix Wright is a player character, and his finishing move is to summon the judge to beat the crap out of you. He's a bit of a joke character, but, he's there. I should get this. His moves involve collecting evidence against you, so he'll, scrounge around in the dirt to find, I don't know, your fingerprints or a signed confession, which seems pretty damning, but you still gotta get 2 more pieces of evidence, like the knife or something. Hello? This is Phoenix Wright. Oh, God. I don't know which on guard this is. He's saying dude, so... Also, you're my client. Can't you just, talk to me in the fucking... Surely you're, right across the room. What do you mean? You don't look so well, dude. Yeah, you're right there. You're gonna prove me guilty. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Why are you calling me? Also, hey, guys. Fucking the brandy again. You see this shit? The scar from Shu? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Some large-scale trolling stuff. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 has got a lot of large-scale trolling in it. Good old Frank West of the Dead Rising series is there, and he runs over you with a shopping cart as his finishing move. Now listen up, you better get on guard, a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. How does she know that On Guard is, directly involved in this? Because she's been locked in a wine cellar the whole time. We're the ones who, came to the conclusion. I guess maybe Mia could have told her. Maybe, Shelley the Killer was like, yes, well, I'm quite bored, and you seem to be scoffing down burgers, so why don't I regale you with a story, Miss Maya Fey? But it does seem like Maya just knows Matt's evil without, a lot of explanation on that. Maya! Phoenix! Phoenix! Oh, speaking of, Mia! Maya! How's Maya? I don't know. What? Oh, no! She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Oh, no. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, For a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. Yeah, but the guy is like, he hired an assassin. I don't know if he's guilty of committing murder, but he definitely, he's guilty of something. But he's not innocent in this. I guess technically he is innocent, but he's not, purely innocent. You can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere.
Shut up and take my money.
All right.
Frog Fraction.
Never heard of it.
Game of the Decade Edition plus Hop's iconic Cap DLC.
Oh, the iconic Cap DLC. That I've heard of. It's iconic. Never heard of Frog Factions. What the fuck is that? But I'm spinning the wheel later today. I have it open in another window already. Let me just add Frog Factions plus DLC, I guess. Frog Factions. Never heard of it. Never heard of it in my life. Fractions. Oh, Fractions. Yeah, I don't know what that is either. The fuck is Frog Fractions? Anyway. Ahem. Oh, sorry. Hold on, Mia. I should get this. Hello. Arg, is that a cursed... He's in the room with me! Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. Oh, no. Ah, you willy mean, pal. Ah, Gumshoe. I'm really, really sorry. Where are you? Never answer the phone like that. It's always going to be a cruelly ironic person on the other side. Now let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Well, it's nice they gave you something to do, I guess. Seems kind of important, though. Figured they'd give him, like, I don't know, a clerical job in his last couple days here. Then, you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not gonna give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can to find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard and the guilty... if we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard and the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. I'm shooting out Phoenix and shooting out... He didn't mean to. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Okay. Hey, listen. Judge... Just be yourself, all right? We need to make this trial last a while. Be as indecisive as you want. Call recess to have a song and dance number. Whatever fickle thing enters your mind, go for it, homie. I have to make the trial last longer? If you go at Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you too can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So... believe in us. We're gonna give it all we got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hi, Binox. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. I don't know. Guys, that's not true. Pay me money and I will be your friend. Confirmed. I think Phoenix would request a private meeting with the judge to fill him in. Honestly, I still don't know why they don't just hold a fake trial to, like, get Maya out of there. Judge would be all about that. He'd be like, what an unbelievable twist! Based on this evidence, it seems the King of Belgium is the guilty party. Unbelievable! You know what? Maybe that's why they don't tell him. Now that I think about it, maybe, just maybe that's why they don't tell him. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Well, no, I've got Larry and Gumshoe. It's actually one of the weakest weapons in the world when you look at it that way. Yeah! Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. March 23rd. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. I'm playing week-long game of tag since Monday. Nice. Hey, everyone who's playing tag with own name, add his computer. Go get him. Unless you're it, own name, in which case, gonna be honest, that seems pretty lazy of you. Just, sitting at your computer the whole time. That is to say, Is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard. Then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing the Nickel Samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. I'm not it. Your friend Jamie is it? Ah, you believe. That seems like something you should know in a heated game of tag. Another little card, we have to prove who's it. Ah, it says you have HIV, tag someone else. You know, out of context, I would advise against having that on your person, especially if you are under the legal age of consent their own name. But, you know, you do you, I guess. What's this? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corrido was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt on Guard. Less than 2 months until you're, legal? Oh, wow. Congratulations. Then I can really scam you for money on Twitch. Sell you feet pics. What a surprising turn of events! Nah, it'll change anything. What do you mean? You get to sell your feet pics. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I mean, I know what's going on this time. You're not getting laid. No, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I'm selling you feet pics. Legal age for sex is 16 in England. Oh, well, there you go. So, I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. You'd still be considered a kid around here. Well, that's why I'm only selling him feet pics. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least, until Maya's safe and sound. Drinking unsupervised in public is 18. Ah! But drinking supervised in public, that's like 12. Go nuts. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. What? Really? He was his mentor? A lot of mentors in this game. Drinking supervised in public is 16. Ah, well, there you go. Now then, witness your name and occupation. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. Ah, poor guy. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please. You don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. Yo, same. On the night of the murder, you have visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Took a while to be Chat's lawyer. Please, you're my judge, jury, and executioner, Chat. You guys don't need a lawyer. You had a sip of beer when you were 4 and thought it was yucky. 11 years from then, I tried it, and I still think it tastes like piss. I mean, probably depends on the beer, right? Also, yeah, definitely prefer things like rum. Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I was around. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. On Guard's room. Okay, sure. Alcohol is viewed so differently in America. It's true. That's partly because of the whole, Prohibition era stuff. And a lot of shit went down with alcohol in that era. After the awards ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Ah, well, this is new. Matt was standing in front of his room, still in his Nickel Samurai costume. Yep, that checks out. There's his glass of tomato juice. He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. It would appear to be, yes. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night. Couldn't make them wait for me. Ah, it's me. That's us. That's me and Pearls. Not this Pearls, though, who's Literally spilling out of her clothes. Why don't I pack her like a jacket or something? Some bigger pants, maybe. My show has got to be an 8-year-old girl's getup. But no, Your Honor, he was waiting for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Power's testimony. And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes the person Mr. On-Guard speaking with was an ordinary bellboy. What are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? I'm sorry, aren't we working together? Don't we, don't we know that he's... What? Oh, there it is. Quote from Jack Whitehall. You have 4 drinks in America and you're considered an alcoholic. 4 drinks in England and you're a designated driver. Depends on what you're drinking. 4, real light beers or light ales? Yeah, you're probably fine. 4, hard pints of whiskey? Yeah, no, probably shouldn't be driving. But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on the same side this time, Edgeworth and I. Alright. The award ceremony went to Matt's room. The defendant's room? Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, and sort of like a big brother, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright! What is it? You're gonna try and trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. No one thinks that! God damn it, Will. What are you doing? We're buddies. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time? I mean, he's right, Phoenix. Come on now. Witness, I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry. So, you went to the defendant's room, and then... Hey, wait a minute! When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? God damn it. Irrelevant of what person is drinking. Never drink and drive, people. Probably not, no. Can't recommend. Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing, standing in front of his own room? Talking with someone, first thought it was a bellboy. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboy-ish uniform and had a bottle of juice on the tray. Yeah, that would do it. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. I mean, based on the back of his head, I think it's to kill her. Yeah, John Doe there. But, definitely him. Was it the giant stitch going down the middle of his face that gave it away? Because that's a little judgy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. Guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. Seems a little important for you to just, not know. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah. The bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching two of them, did you notice anything strange? I did feel something weird. I think it was because I gave the bellboy a tip. Not that weird of a thing, at least not in America. A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. Had guests with me, couldn't wait. So, who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I say. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. Not that weird anywhere to tip the bellboy. It is in some places. The way I hear it in China, you don't tip bellboys because they're paid, and it's a really common thing, or at least it used to be. I don't know how much it happens these days. But if you're an American traveling in China and you try and tip the bellboy, they're like, no, don't. That's very rude. Paying me extra for doing the job I'm paid to do. It's a culture thing, but yeah, no, it's a thing. Some places. Put myself in Matt's room. I pressed everything. What do you mean? What do I just... I can't dispute any of this. What do you mean? Yeah, okay. Can't disprove that. The bellboy. Can we... Whoops. Shit. I meant to hit profiles. My bad. Think I just showed him a fucking bear. Be like, aha, a hole in your story. It's this goddamn bear figurine. I was gonna say, that's the butler. That's not the butler, quote unquote, not the bellboy. That was the bellboy. Watched two of them for a while. Had guests that night. Depends on the culture. Most cultures, I don't think it'd be weird to tip the bellboy. No, not at all. Bleh. I can't disprove. There's nothing to disprove here. I don't know what you want from me. Don't remember happening. Hyperstate. Focused on her. Wasn't gone for very long. I mean, I guess I could... What'd he say about how long he was gone? Yeah, after watching them for a while, went back and gave up. Saw the two of them. Bellboy say congrats. Something was weird. Gave the bellboy a tip. Perfectly normal. Yeah. Press that one. Why'd you go there? Like big brother. All right, he's convinced I'm gonna make him the bad guy. A reasonable thing to assume based on how all of my trials go, but you know. You're not in fact the one I have in my sights there, Will. Press everything again, maybe I missed something. Sure it was Matt on guard. Was wearing the nickel Sam. Wasn't wearing the mask, can't be mistaken. Maybe on him thinking the bellboy was odd looking, present his profile? Maybe. But it's not the bellboy's profile, it's the butler of On Guard Mansion, John Doe. That's not technically the bellboy. I mean, that might be it, but my point is I wouldn't think that was it. I'm gonna press everything again in case I missed something. I mean, by it first, didn't think it was normal. Why'd I think that? Oh, wait, this is new. Actually, Mr. Powers, you stated a few minutes ago. You know, I did feel something was weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Huh. This is new. Could it be that you felt something was strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? How would I know? Or how would he know? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Was it like a really fat tip? You know, like he slapped him a couple hundreds for like, hey, a job well done? Because that would be a little suspicious. Even for a celebrity throwing money around like that. Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. That seems normal. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers is surprised twice by this event. I wonder which is of his shocking moments I should ask about. I mean, probably both of them, but let's go in order here. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Ah, poor Will, hunched over. Still in his tuxedo for some reason. Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash that can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. Just beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. He's a rich TV star. He just dropped $3,800 on a bear. What do you mean? The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for a person like him. Are you saying all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Because you love it, Edgeworth. He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. Ah, poor Phoenix. So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious for the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Well, hell. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? Lord knows I have. I have here the card Shelley DeKiller left at the scene of the crime. Shelley DeKiller. He is the person the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley DeKiller. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Just something clicked in my head. I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw the bellboy again later on that night. What? Oh, no. Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us about what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Well, damn. Your drama queen and love lording your superiority over people. Yeah, he loves it. This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. All right, checks out. And that's when the bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's. Ah, well, that's pretty damning. Now I think about it, the bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean... Can I press I mean? Thank you very much, and that is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish the bellboy was truly Mr. DeKiller. Then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if the bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it is your turn to entertain and make us laugh. Yo, just tune into twitch.tv/tokenlad and you'll see a performance of a lifetime. Ha 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 ha! This is no effing matter. Well then. Well then. Had to go to the bathroom. Was it a onesie or a twosie? About what time was that? Oh, well, I don't really remember. The awards ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom. A lot of walking around you did there, huh, Will? I guess maybe it was around 8:10 by that time. You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. So the bellboy I saw came out of the room. Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. I mean, it is memorable. Eric. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. So, which room did the bellboy come out of? That is unfortunate. Juan Corrida's room. So the victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. That would be Juan's. It was Juan's room, all right. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? That's unfortunate. Bellboy was out of place. So what exactly was out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next. Oh well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart. He wasn't holding a tray either. So fucking what? Call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? No. What do you mean? I agree that's a bit... What? No, it isn't. What do you mean? It's just not carrying anything. Is it really that unusual for bellboy? No, it isn't. What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers just my sleigh? No. What do you mean a fast one? It's not weird. What the... I saw a dude with a giant stitch or scar right in the middle of his face. That's not one I'd soon forget. Yeah, no, I agree with that. This is weird, though. The fuck are you talking about? There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really... No, there isn't. There really isn't. Yeah, maybe he just dropped off a fucking bucket of ice, Will. You ever think of that? He's walking away. If you two are done being school children, bellboys offer room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed ever. Yes, there fucking is. What the hell is wrong with you? What? What the Your Honor, I asked the witness' previous statement be supplemented with the new one. Edgeworth, are you gonna do whatever it can to make the bellboy look suspicious? Well, he's not trying very hard. Guys, he didn't have anything in his hands, so clearly he's an assassin. Very well, this court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. That's such a fucking weird thing to fixate on. So you're saying it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed because you're a moron and a dunce? Yeah, really suspicious because I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, when I first saw the bellboy... He can be empty-handed if they're leaving to go home. Leaving to go home? Dropping off anything at a guest's room, like a bucket of ice or like a towel or something? Oh, I don't know. Maybe a tray of, juice in a glass. He's dropping that off and then leaving empty-handed. He just brought your bags to your room and he's walking away. He's going to take a phone call. Any number of reasons he could be empty-handed. Maybe he's like, oh, no one needs me right now, so I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. He's not gonna bring a fucking drink cart into the John with him. That would be insane. What do you mean? He was holding a tray in his hand. And there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. If I could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Because he doesn't need to be holding anything! Why is this a plot point? And some sort of perf. I think we can dodge the bullet on this one. There's no bullet! This isn't a deal. Literally no one would ever be like, an empty-handed bellboy. Clearly the murderer. What the fuck are you talking about? Outrageous. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. It seems mean. Well, I guess thief and assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Banax. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it'd be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin. Yes, but you can't give in yet. If we want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're gonna have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. It's not a cheap trick to be like the bell... Listen, I get it. The bellboy is the assassin. I'm agreeing with you. This is not enough to condemn the man. This is a stupid fucking reason. Thought it was kind of strange for him to come out of the room empty-handed. Something about the court record for this. He said he was Juan Corrida's room. He came out empty-handed. What does the crime scene photo show me? Why, look, it's a tray with a bottle of juice and a glass. That he left there, I guess. Mr. Powers. Yeah. You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? Also, you're a moron. As soon as you heard the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? No. Well, yes, but no. He's got all those stitches. And... so... flawless argument there, Phoenix. A baseball has stitches. Your Honor, I indict baseballs. All of them. Not the sport, just the noun. Are you saying baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? What a point! Well, there's also, I mean, what about being empty-handed? Who fucking cares? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Corrida's body. The liquid inside the glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here. Anyone clear see is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. Bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corrida's room. He left the tray in the room. Which is such an obvious goddamn reason for him to not be carrying anything. Why did I have to prove in court to a jury of my peers that bellboys are allowed to be on the job and not carrying something? What the hell is wrong with you? Ah, but that would mean the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. No. Can you prove Mr. Corrida was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes. I blame you for leading me down this route. Yeah, this is a weird plot point for it to be hanged up on. Yeah, right? Like, what the fuck? Who fucking cares if the bellboy wasn't holding anything? And it's so weird because, like, I agree. He's the killer. We should be moving towards that. This is not the right way to do it. That'd be like if I robbed a bank. I, like, broke in and robbed the bank, stole millions of dollars, and they're trying to prove I did it. And they're like, now, isn't it true that you drive a car and there were cars at the bank? Pretty suspicious. Guy who drives a car. It's like, what? What? I don't even know how that's, what? That might be a weird comparison. I have no idea why the empty-handed thing would even matter. So I guess I don't know why driving a car would even matter. Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say, empty-handed. What? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? The bellboy, he was wearing gloves. So what? Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. So what? All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Ah, it's not part of the uniform. All right, that is, well, I mean, that's weak, but it's better than being empty-handed. Let's point out there are many reasons for the bellboy to be empty-handed, although Edgy might be stalling. I guess, yeah. Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Erg. Boy, does this make our bellboy look suspicious. I mean, it doesn't. Anyone can own a pair of black leather gloves and not have it be suspicious. The fact that it's not part of the uniform definitely does, well, again, it's weak, but it's better than, oh man, he's so suspicious because he's not holding anything. All right, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if you have gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones. So what? Stylish. So, a football is made of leather. A football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? Arrest every football you see, Mr. Edgeworth. He received a large roll of cash from the defendant. All right, a man with stitches on his face wearing black leather gloves getting a large roll of cash from the defendant. You know, when you put it all together, it does look kind of bad. I'll give you that. I own a pair of black leather gloves. Sounds like Nathan's the assassin. All right, everyone, you heard him. Get him. It does stand out. Like I said, it's not a great argument, but it is... I'm not as outraged by this argument as I am by him being empty-handed as a fucking thing that's suspicious. That was lunacy. This is like a stretch. Which, after the empty-handed thing, yeah, all right, I'll take a stretch. Then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe this was just another bellboy. Erg. It seems we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh yes! Please tell us more! Okay. Their second meeting. Oh boy. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, wait, how'd he give it to him if he was empty-handed, you fuck? Huh? Answer me that, you son of a bitch. After that, I went back to the I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room. Yeah, kinda saw it all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And if all of this was suspicious. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say we can no longer conclude this bellboy is normal. All right, yeah, again, this is a lot of circumstantial evidence. However, gives him a fat wad of cash. He's got a real suspicious-looking, scarred-up, stitched-up face. Leaves the crime scene wearing black leather gloves that aren't normal for the rest of the bellboys. Then immediately goes to the suspect's room and hands him something. Yeah, all right, it's looking pretty bad, I gotta be honest. All of it together looks bad. Any single one of those events is innocuous. Let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, boy. Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye in a sort of sneaky, spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. Add it all up and they do seem out of place and suspicious. Yeah, add it all together, it's a little suspect. He gave something to the person inside the room. I said, yeah. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. Oh, wait. Give us more details! I don't think I can find much more about Powers. So what did the bellboy do after that? That's usually what I need to hammer home, so let's look at all the other stuff first. Where did the bellboy go after he left Mr. On Guard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. I went to get Maya. After that, I went to the bathroom, back to my seat. Did you see anything strange and suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? Saw something else? There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. Yeah, let's, we can overlook that one, guys. It was watching Juan's door like some kind of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Power's testimony just now was as vague as his first. It's all troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clear. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Ugh, talk about a lose-lose. I mean, vague testimony's good if we're trying to stall this out, right? I mean, ideally. Alright, so what do I want to press him on? Person inside or what this something was? Let's ask about the person inside. Because Matt's supposedly asleep at this point, right? So, who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry. I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face. Yeah. Well, it was Mr. On-Guard's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. On-Guard himself, I'd say. And then, what did the bellboy do after that? Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing... Alright, we'll knock off the pronoun game. You want to tell me what the thing is? The Thing, he says. God damn it. It's just a DVD copy of John Carpenter's The Thing. He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? Ha ha ha. If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, now would I? God damn it, Will. But that implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. I would like to surmise the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. Yes, he delivered Monokuma. He was busy hosting a class trial. Could have been Adrian, Matt's major, not just Matt himself. Yeah, it's true. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you can see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? I mean, it does establish that the bellboy then delivered something unto Matt. Now, of course, Your Honor, I think it's of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Yeah, if I were making an argument on behalf of my client, I'd say, oh, we don't know what it is. Maybe, the tray and the drink was a little bit cumbersome. He brought that to, Corita's room first. Then when he was done, he had a small item that he simply delivered to Matt on guard. Say, I don't know, an extra set of silverware. He just had it rolled up in his pocket or something. I was in a rather roundabout way, Adrian had access to Matt's room. She had dinner with him. She was in his room. Not even roundabout. She was there for a while. Mr. Powers, please try and remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Yeah, it's really important. Because again, if I was trying to get my client off the hook and make the bellboy not suspicious, I would just go with that argument. Well, let's see. I think it was, no. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Statue? Yeah, kind of looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm going to have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. So it's in my court record. It was the glass of tomato juice. That bear. I mean, it was probably this, right? If it had to be like, I don't know what it's doing at Matt's house, but that's a small wooden statue thing, so. We are stalling the trial, correct. Or at least we're supposed to be. We're gonna have to trust your instincts on this one. Take a chance, Big Axe. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with our testimony. What did the bellboy do after that? Old guy left without even going into the room. Where did the bellboy go after he left Mr. On Guard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall. He went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. pressed him on that already. Back to my seat. See any strange or suspicious or out of the ordinary at that time? Oh, right. Okay, we did this. This is the alien. So if he saw it again, I mean, I guess the bear, right? But how to get at Matt's house if the bellboy gave it to him? Well, if Shelley/John Doe, quote unquote, gave it to him. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that ejection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. What is it, by an axe? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw, was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt on God's mansion. At the defendant's house? What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Cordia in his room. Then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. On God's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt on God is the killer's client. You know, this is irrelevant, but it just occurred to me. Why did Matt have a hotel room if his house is, like, within walking distance of the hotel? Like, I get it. After a long day of the ceremony and whatnot, you'd want to crash, you know, somewhere comfy. Your house is like a 5-minute walk from the hotel, my dude. What are you doing? If you had just not been there, you could have gotten away with this so easily. Mr. On God is Takeda's client. Order, order, order. I said order. Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you. Bet you wish you didn't show that bear now, huh, you stupid bitch? Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's all right. Your judgment was sound. Also, that Monokuma emote when they were discussing a handoff is pretty fitting. It's true. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court. I'm sure your friend Edward would have. Ah, I almost forgot he knew about it too. I mean, if this guy was gonna have a fursona, I mean, color scheme-wise, Monokuma suits him, and there's a lot of bears in this trial for some reason, so... I think it's clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. What? I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There's still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Edgeworth, come on, what do you mean? Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? I mean, the person who received the bear could, you know, that could be a thing, but, you know, we haven't really talked about what the fuck's up with this bear. You know, it's, who cares? He got a bear. Big stinking whoop. Yeah, that's not a crime, right? The bear itself? We did kind of address who received the bear. They came to the conclusion it was Matt, although it could have been Adrian Andrews. Bob made easier to change in and out of costume, not to walk around the city in costume, possibly damaging it. That's fair. That's fair. Although at that point, you think they could have, you know, given him a back room at the hotel. He's like, hey, you know, I'm here to promote the hotel, doing a show. You got like a green room for me to just pop in and out of so I can change costume. I live like 5 minutes away, so I'm not going to bother taking a room. A fast one V's trying to pull a fast one as always. Well, duh. That's his entire career. I think it's fairly obvious the bear itself is questionable. The bear? Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night. There's that, too. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh! I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. On Guard who took this bear to his mansion. Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Phew. Disaster averted. Edgeworth, what are you doing? You haven't got the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at On Guard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. Yeah, fucking, and then he did. Great job, Edgeworth. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was to kill her. Tequila and On Guard were working together, so to speak, and Tequila was hiding at On Guard's mansion as its butler. What a bold move! The bear figurine was brought back to On Guard's mansion by Tequila himself. I mean, that could be anyone's arm, right? Like, also, he doesn't have the stitches in this drawing. That's a little weird. This is a really cool shot, though. There is something really cool about, like, this distinguished gentleman with a monocle and a stash and a nice double-breasted suit holding the bear as he passes it off to Guy with a clockwork arm. That is pretty fucking cool. Don't get me wrong. The fact that I know it's a costume and not, like, actually a robot, you know, making a trade for a bear with an assassin. Little upsetting, but this is a cool shot. When it looked like he was going to be arrested, On Guard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. It's a nice shot, yeah? It would also explain why you didn't see the guy's face. You've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else. What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to... I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Power's testimony. What? There's still another one? There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point? Oh, shit. Receive the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that was the identity of the person who received the bear. I figured it was one of those. I guess they gave me the how the bear got there, because while that was technically true, that wasn't what they were looking for. His testimony itself, I imagine that I would have gotten a strike for. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure. Ah! I love that look of the judge. Just the raised eyebrows and the, What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh yeah. Sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remember who took the bear. Oh dear. Let's point out earlier, it could have been Adrian. We established earlier had access to Matt's room and the costume and a clear motive. All true, all true. However, there does create... Before we go on here, I want to say that while, yes, it could be Adrian at this point, it does create a bit of an issue if it was a costumed arm, right? Because, like, Adrian didn't have the costume until she found the guy dead. I guess, if we're going to argue, maybe Adrian hired the assassin. If we're going to argue that, then that works, you know. She's in costume. Then, you know, our fucking Shelley the Killer wouldn't think twice of it being in the costume. Really? I mean, I only saw his arm. But, the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it. You've got to be kidding! Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order! Order! It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again! How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt on guard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all of the clearer. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client, who hired the assassin to commit the crime, was Mr. Matt on guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for understanding. Edgeworth, goddammit, why didn't we tell him we're stalling this bitch? He totally would have been, for Maya's sake, he would have stalled. He might not have thrown the trial, but he certainly would have stalled. Could have gone several ways. Point is, just automatically assuming it was Matt to receive the bear is premature. Yeah, I agree with that. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? As usual, my gavel is slowly starting to fall. Well, do I? What should I do? Well, we don't have a choice. I would now announce my... There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor! Right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at On Guard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. It's Will Powers. The real client? Yes. Tisk, tisk. Is that all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? By proxy, not the real murderer, but you know. I think Adrian, we have a case. We're not right, but we have a case. She had access to the costume and was in his room a bunch. Edgeworth. It was the judge! My God. Unfortunately, I don't think the judge has ever been a profile, unfortunately. Maybe in the one Edgeworth game, but we didn't get his age. Also, unfortunately. I know! I have the missable achievement. I have a guide pulled up. Thank you very much. Adrian Andrews! Yes. We already know she tried to frame Matt on guard for the crime. By wearing the spare Nickel Samurai costume! And even if I miss it, I can always full auto skip and, like, just get back to this place fairly quickly. I would prefer not to. It'll still take time out of my day. But, you know, I could always do that. Ah! Then, the Nickel Samurai's arm that I saw. That could very well have been Miss Andrews! I don't think that works timeline-wise, because she got the costume after Corita was murdered, and our assassin here is leaving Corita's room after having murdered him. So timeline-wise, I'm not sure that works, but I am stalling, so I'm gonna let it slide. But what about Mr. On Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right! Then, finding this figure at Mr. On Guard's mansion, it was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. Is that timeline provable? I mean, we only have her testimony for that costume thing. True, although if that were not true, that would mean she either had a spare costume in Matt on Guard's room, or acquired the costume from him before he was killed. Which, if he was planning to expose Matt on guard by holding a press conference dressed as him, why would he give Adrian Andrews the costume? What is with this trial? Come on, anybody can tell On Guard did it. I can't believe the defense will go so far to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things. I bet he's a goddamn communist. Look at him squirm. This is it. It's time to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor, the defense and I disrupt quite a bit. Can we? Yes, other than you. For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? Prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered. Why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. You know, that did occur to me. What makes this bear so important? We know she's innocent, but that's meta-knowledge right now. Well, yes. There's a good case made against Adrian with the game slow. No, yeah, I agree. We know she's innocent, and I do think that we already established in court, so if we want to continue having that established timeline, there's a problem with that. But again, given this is a bluff to buy time, I'm willing to kind of give them that one and just, sort of ignore it. Because we're not actually trying to indict Andrews. We're just trying to buy time. The killer did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away. I'm not saying I have a problem with it. I'm just saying there is a flaw here with how the series of events would have played out. Which, there should be. That's not what happened. So, why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. That's a ROM hack Nathan wants me to play. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. A lot of heart? Who do we have left? Who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Adrian Andrews herself. Did we already have Lotta on the stand? I don't remember. We might have. I know she was in it in the second case, and she was in it for the DL6. Can't remember if she was on the stand for this one or not. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. Prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Good Lord. Not even noon. Phoenix. Ha ha ha! Your Honor, look at the man. Yes, guilty. Son of a bitch. Really shouldn't be doing this in front of court officials. The whole brandy thing with the scar, and it's a little damning, I have to admit. Oh, I knew it was a good idea. Just admitting that in public in front of... Okay. I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try and pin the guilt onto Adrian. Arg! I swear this demon will pay. Oh, hey, you're not Mia anymore. Mr. Nick! Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Maya! A really strong power? I should get this. Hello? Oh, sorry. Sometimes I have to figure out the password a bit. Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. There we go. Hello? Not denying there's a flaw if we go with the timeline we established earlier, but A, Phoenix is bluffing, correct. And B, it's possible to dismiss the timeline, or at least costume-wise. True. I don't know if they will or not, but, you know. It's just something that occurred. It's merely a passing thought. And again, I don't have a problem with it because we're bluffing, so. How's it going? Little intense, Gumshoe. Turn the fucking radio down in the back there. We're just standing around talking. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sorta. We just barely found something to latch onto. Whew! That's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where to kill her and Maya are? We still don't have any weeds. God damn it. But, what? We don't have any more time. If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. Just running around checking every single building. I was only able to keep them this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep this trail going until Maya's been rescued. But if I run out of luck this time, is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. God damn it, Mo. You? Mia? It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right... Yes! Of course. There's only one, pal. The Bowie Big Circus. Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. That is not a large radius. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map, about a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hoey. And? I can see a mailbox under the window, just outside. Gumshoe! There's also a mailbox! Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was all a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. I felt like it was in an old office building, maybe a 3rd floor or so. There was a mailbox outside the 3rd floor window? That's weird. I heard her! An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. This is actually kind of hype and intense, I gotta be honest. Good luck! I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Maya! Fuck! Mia! Maya's not hurt, right? She's in pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's been starved. She's only had 300 burgers this entire day. Oh my god, it's almost noon. She should have had 3 times that. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Alright, Phoenix. It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make the trial last a little longer. Credit to them. This is hype. The stakes are high. Getting caught up in this finale here. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. Well... However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. Wow! Your Honor, that's really good for me. 300 feet's like 91.5 meters. That's not a big radius at all. And with the mailbox thing, it should really... Yeah, no, that should really limit the search. Of course I have. You have seen it before! That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court on the bear's secrets? All right. What? Why does she... Yeah, what? Wouldn't your case be better, Edgeworth, if she was like, nope, never seen that before? Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. Oh, it's one of those. Okay. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. And because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Got it. Novelty puzzle box. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes. This is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. I mean, I figured, but... Yeah. Puzzle box was not what leapt to mind. Elaborate puzzle. You spin it in the right way and fucking Pinhead shows up. He has such sights to show us. A puzzle box? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figure. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess it was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? Correct order can be taken apart one piece at a time. So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, first you turn the tail to the right and push it in. Oh, yes, I see! After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Ooh, this is most interesting. Ooh, ooh, yes, good fun. Ooh, the head spins around. I like that. Ooh. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Yes, ooh, intricate. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I'm listening. Ooh, yes. I think he's lost it. Well, I mean, his family knows what to get him for Christmas this year, surely. So what did you find after you take the puzzle apart? It was handed by a supposed killer to a person they were hired by. Of course, there'd be more to that wooden bear. True, but, you know, puzzle box that contained a small item was not what I was gonna... I don't know, I thought maybe it was like a trophy or something. I don't know. That was like Juan's personal special bear. And as a last fuck you, Matt took it. I don't know. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Oh. Okay. Then this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. All the while Judge making orgasm noises while playing with the bear. More, you know, thoughtful. Ooh, yes. Ah. If those are his own noises, he is not exactly a beast in the sack, is he? Very matter-of-fact lover. Ugh. Because of the complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. I doubt there are many people with the same bear in this country. I suppose that makes sense, but this looks like it... This looks like it can be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it has been broken. That's fair. I can't tell if it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Who else knew that this bear actually is a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. As long as Juan never told anyone either, only the two of us knew. Boy, that looks bad for Adrian, actually, because then how would the killer or Matt know to take it? Who did it? Is Maya dead yet? Maya's not dead. As far as who did it, we're pretty sure it's this gentleman as the assassin. And this man hired him. But we're trying to stall the trial so that Gumshoe can locate Maya. Then, of course, that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Only Corita and Andrews knew how to open it. She ain't dead, and we'll soon find out who did it. Mr. Gamey's vase is still broken. No! No, it isn't! It's fixed, and we're not the ones who broke it. Well, Mr. Wright, I can't wait until I'm in the third game, and somehow I'm still getting blamed for that fucking vase. I think even you have come to realize... There. Oh, yeah, also, Nathan requested a game, 7-9. Something called, what the fuck was it? Frog Fractions. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. Don't know what the fuck Frog Fractions is or why Nathan would request it, but... Who's Nathan? The guy who requested Frog Fractions. Whatever the hell that is. Sounds like a math game, so I'm not thrilled with it. I gotta be honest with you. that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. I think it's important, too, that Adrian and Juan were the only ones that knew it was a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed on this point, there is only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. Do we have to do math? What? I don't know. Maybe. If I ever end up playing frog fractions, maybe I will. It's painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. Only Token has to. Damn it. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what this is, do we, Mr. Wright? I mean, I think we do. What is it? It's the... Oh. It's the suicide note in-game. The suicide note in-game? The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts, in-game. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. It's the O. Yes, the letter is O. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting. And she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide in-game. Order! Witness! Did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. Has it been added? I really want to read this fucking note. I gotta be honest with you. I want to know what's so goddamn damning in this note that everyone's trying to destroy it. But I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by Tequila. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found in-game, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of the note be made known. The killer, indeed. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. Why would you burn it for her sake? Surely you, of all people, would want her last words known to the world. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if I could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. Maybe, like, the judge should... Maybe the judge should read it privately to determine if it's relevant, and then if it isn't, he can just, you know, like, not bother with it. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste left us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and thrown away by Ungard. About being engaged to Corrida and Ungard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all. Yeah, I still don't know why you want that destroyed, lady. Like, you hate Matt, and that paints Matt in a real bad light. Surely you would want that public. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. Ungard sounds like an asshole. Yeah. He hired an assassin. He kidnapped Maya. There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Ungard. Then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make contents of the note public. Oh God, let's save Maya. We're trying. Don't know, have no explanation for that one. Yeah, I don't get it why she wanted the note destroyed. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Matt on guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. Yeah, I get that. Why did Andrews have a fucking dog in this race? At any cost. It tells Vanguard's horrible misdeeds. Yeah, checks out. It's on guard, but the woman killed herself. And this time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that.
How terrible! What a selfish person! Must be a commie!
I guess that slideball lawyers out there will do anything for creeps, too. There's no room for doubt here, you commie, Phoenix Wright. Mr. DeKiller's client goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person that needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why, the hesitation, by an axe. Gumshoe hasn't called you yet, so you know what you must do. I know, I have to carry on and buy some more time somehow. There are two deadly pieces of evidence, his figurine and this note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. Well, Matt didn't know what it was. He didn't know the note was there, is the argument to go with, right? Surely? I mean, somehow he did, clearly. Gavel's already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hooray. Suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? I assume the figurine, because he didn't know, right? That makes the most sense. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer, like a communist. He's still going at it? It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. The assassin took this with him from the crime scene after murdering Mr. Carita. At the request of his client, of course. Chloe has no qualms about framing Matt. If she cared as much, would have been led to believe she should have wanted to make it public, not destroy it. Yeah, I agree. What's your point, Mr. Wright? I don't think it's possible Mr. Killer's client was Matt on guard. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell by looking at this that this bear is really a jewelry box. The chances that Matt on guard thought the note were inside this bear are about 0 to none. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. I'm actually inclined to agree with Phoenix on that one. Clearly he knew somehow, and I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's the angle I would go down. Yeah, I care about slices. 0 to none. It's very slim. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. It's a weird sentence, I don't know why that got me to chuckle. After all, there is no reason why Mr. On Guard would ever want a jewelry box like this. Well, maybe he likes bears. He also didn't know it was a jewelry box, so. Practicing our math. Practicing for frog fractions or whatever the fuck that game's about. Order. Nathan, if you're in the chat, what systems is that on? Because I've never even heard of frog fractions. It says it has DLC, so it's got to be a modern thing. But what the fuck is it on? Steam? Okay, cool. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Base game is free. Oh, so you're gonna force me to pay money for it. Cool, thanks. Appreciate it, Nathan. It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately. I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. What? I'd like to direct the court's attention to this. God damn it, Edgeworth. Despair, indeed. Mercury Kusaba, the hidden 16th lawyer lying somewhere hidden in the courtroom. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt on Guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And? The victim, Juan Corrido, was being spied upon. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard. Alright, that makes sense. Yep. Got it now. Order! Order! Ahem, Mr. Wright! Yes, Your Honor. You! Don't tell me you knew that your client was spying activities! Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright! I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was stuffed in the bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch, using this Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Arg. Mr. On Guard's victims were on there? Fingerprints were on there? Well, Panax, it looks like those cameras are hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. On Guard learned of the suicide note through this in-game. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. I mean, that tracks. He saw him talking about the bear on camera. Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that a bad man? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating, it's just so ew, nasty, like a commie. Binox. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're gonna do next? What I'm gonna do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edwards very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? All right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is piece of evidence Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what still needs to be looked at? Or should I let it go? Well, I mean, I gotta fucking present it, but let's think about this. It's gotta be one of the newer ones, right? Alright, so, just talked about the camera. Change the footage taken by the spy camera into waves and transmit data. Uh-huh, yeah. The camera was in the right eye, found in the victim's room. Don't go about the bear. Celeste. He's always speaking riddles. It's true. My sister's life's in jeopardy. Stop talking in fucking riddles. She will never. If Maya dies, she and Maya just get to hang out and pound me with riddles until my head explodes. While Pearl's on trial for murder of like a, I don't know, Japanese ambassador or something. And then all three of them haunt me. And I'm forced to run around with Emma Skye for the rest of my life. Well, until I adopt Trucy, I suppose. What should he have looked at more? Maybe the transmitter? The argument being like, where does the footage go? The bear. Figurine. I mean, all I can really think is the transmitter is what he should look at more. Be like, where does it go? Because, I mean, I don't know, man. I got no idea. But I gotta present evidence. I have an objection, Your Honor. Humph. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hi, isn't that what I just said? Yeah, but I'm actually going to present the evidence, you bitch, so I get to say the cool things. If you want to present the evidence, then you can say whatever you want and take all the credit for it. So you're telling me I forgot something. You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. I can't save. Crap. I mean... No. It could be the bear, maybe. It's the transmitter probably makes the most sense because my argument would be like, we don't know. It's transmitting the data, but we don't know where to. Consult the makeshift guide. I got some health. I can take a hit for it at least once. Oh! Oh dear. Whoops. Ah, they jebaited me. They took the bar away to make it seem like I had done it. Oh, interesting. I see. But why would that be it? Something you forgot to examine. That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? Ah, we're going to argue that this might be faked. I mean, sure, this suicide in-game note was found in this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed in-game. Oh! So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting... Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is fake in-game? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. On Guard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear in-game? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever in-game. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning the figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle was the witness herself. Ah. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote to use it to frame out on guard. I did no such thing. Right. If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake in-game, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Damn, got him. Like, legitimately, got him. That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note in-game? It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we've reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. That's great! We've stalled! Of all the times is when they bring up burden of proof. Well, they did hit us with the, you're the one who introduced this into the court, Mr. Prosecutor. And I think within the rules of this game, that is how it works. Whoever presents the evidence has to prove its relevance and, like, what they claim. The thing is, the defense is always the one presenting evidence in these games. This is, like, one of the first and only times the prosecution does it. It kind of happened in Rise from the Ashes, I seem to recall. Chief Gant had a whole thing about evidence. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request both the prosecution and the defense further investigate. Handwriting announced just my butt. That's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. On guard's guilty! Any idiot can tell that by the way you look. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 Got a chant going. I should get this. Hello? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe! Come on, man! You had a 300-foot radius to work in. What do you mean, sigh? What's with him and what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? You can't be serious, Gummy. He got away. How? I gave you so much to work with. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. God, so they're just constantly moving. God damn it. But don't tell me we don't have any more. We really don't have time, Gumshoe. Really don't. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. White, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. My minutes! Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. The hot singles in the area? Hell yeah. I knew that would trick people over here. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! I really... Take that and the phone graphic spiraling. Edgeworth! Yeah! What's that? My God, I know what to do. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Edgeworth, please, you gotta buy us some more time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Court is in session. Love this bit. The way it shows the throw. That's pretty great. You're married with children. Yo! Just saying. Listen, her business is her business. She can be hot and single if she wants, all right? Live a free, loving life, man. What's your problem, dog? Why you gotta harsh the buzz? I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Edward, can I have my phone back? There's like, really gotta watch those minutes I'm on, and I want to make sure you turned off correctly. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... The single thing, not the hot thing. Well, I mean, again, she can be whatever she wants. I'm reluctant to do this. However, Ar's being mean to you. I mean, listen, all I can do is scold him. If Ellie says she's a hot single in the area, she's a hot single in the area, all right? It appears I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court's now adjourned for the day. Well, shit. Oh my God. I mean, it's clearly Edgeworth. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and reconvened tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. They could be swingers. It's true. There you go. Besides, what she is referencing are, maybe you saw it, I changed my I'm live alert via email to hot singles in your area. So then, obviously, when people click on it, they see it's me live on twitch.tv/tokenlad. At the prosecution's request, we will take a 30-minute recess. Be advised, I will not allow another recess today. Here again, what'd you miss? The greatest, anything meme-worthy? Oh yeah, Phoenix threw his cell phone across the courtroom to Edgeworth going, "Take that!" And then the phone, like, spiraled in a graphic for landing in Edgeworth's manly, open, and waiting palms. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting. The court will now take its final recess of the day. I'm hot and single? Well, according to Twitch, I am. Right! Well, what's going on with Maya's situation? To kill her. Looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. God damn it! Didn't let me do my dance and I should take this bit. Come on, Edgeworth. Also, I need my phone back. I have minutes. Report! Ah, is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time, just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Ho ho ho! I thought you'd ask, pal. Nice! We got something out of this. The killer. Change notification to hot and singles thing. Didn't pay attention. That's true. If you don't check your email, you wouldn't notice it. But on Twitch, it is, or on Discord, it is just the link. I'm hot and single at heart. Aren't we all, though? The killer left a written confession. Personal diary of Shelley the Killer. I enjoyed working for Matt on Guard and kidnapping Maya Fey as I murdered Juan Corrida. Full stop. Oh dear, perhaps I shouldn't have left that behind. I've got things you have to be right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. Wow. Baller move, Gumshoe. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. This is like the second time he's been fired and, like, gone out on a limb for us. You have Twitch emails disabled? Well, isn't that polite? About to be fired. Receive emails about such stuff. Maybe you have them disabled. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. Get an expensive blanket with a more expensive postage fee for at token. Just make Nathan pay it. I've explained this before. I would honestly pay you money if it meant Nathan had to pay postage. I would like more than, it's what, $50 postage? I would pay you $100 if it meant Nathan had to pay $50. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. All right, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and wanting every red light. All right, that's a little dangerous, but God, I appreciate the gumption. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Rude. Did Gumshoe just break through the wall? I'm here, sir. What's wrong, Detective Gumshoe? Answer me. No one can stop me. Motherfucker got in a car crash. Uh-oh. That's bad for so many reasons. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. Oh boy. The killer got him. Oh no! What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. We have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No! We can't let that happen. Shout out to this finale. It's really doing a good job building. Logic aside, the suspense and the tension of this is very well executed. Well, if there was a way we could find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out where exactly he is at this moment? There is a way. Mia, he's dead! Quick, channel into his body. His clothes are big enough for you at the very least. There is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Francesca Von Karma. That was you to post it to Nathan. I haven't checked how much it would be to post it to you. I only had enough time to check the postage this morning. This was a super busy day. Pearl Chan is Mia who channels Gumshoe. Exactly. Well, again, you just hand it to Nathan, and Nathan and I will see each other, and he can hand it to me. Postage doesn't need to be involved. Nathan and I plan to, meet up at some point within the next year here, so... If he doesn't want to mail it to me, he can just hand it to me the next time he sees me. Why are you bringing up Francesca at a time like... Oh, I see. I'll try and get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. She put a tracking device on that poor idiot. Francesca, will she even want to help us? Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. But I will. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent. Well, mostly innocent, and using the evidence to do so. Boost a spin. All right, let me edit the wheel real quick. Boost my time at Porsche. There we go. Ahem. Anyway. Ahem. It might be my turn to say, defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right, you dramatic bitch. That's not how it works. Right! It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you do your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? It's Prosecutor Edgeworth here. Yes, bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. Hey, Squeak Squad's not on the thing. The fraction game? Sure, I'll boost Frog Fractions. What the fuck is Frog Fractions? Why is Nathan making me pay for it when it's free on Steam? No. Make sure you spend money and get the DLC version. See, this is why I don't mind that he has to pay postage in the event that he does. Which will be spun eventually, and you're hedging your bets. That's fair. That's fair. This is the last... I mean... Hey, I wish this would go 3 hours. We're just about to hit hour 2. Unironically, it seems like each part of this final case is roughly 3 hours. Man, probably finishing with the handwriting analysis. I'll have to go and take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Well, to be continued. Tim would like a Hoya. I don't know what that is. Hoya? Nathan gave him one, so there you go. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. What the fuck? We're both in it. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is, it's nothing, Your Honor. Man getting desperate for Porsche. Never do that. Wheel sniffs desperation and goes the other way. It's true. We've hit some, I had to alter the stats in order to get Phoenix Wright to be chosen. And it did seem to favor games that I had recently put on there for a hot minute. Or at least ones I would only do one-offs of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Blue Dragon 2. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Was it actually not the, Celeste handwriting? Because I could see that being upsetting, Mr. Edgeworth. If you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact suicide note in-game. Think. Oh yeah! I mean, if you say so. Oh yeah! That's all I got for you. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered this suicide note is a forgery. Oh yeah, I mean, that would do it. Shovel Knight or whatever Arg wants. It favored your games for a bit there. It did favor your games for a bit, and we only played one of them. Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's a solid one. I wouldn't mind replaying Shovel Knight. It's a game... I actually have to re-buy it, because I only have it on my 3DS, but it's a damn good game. Then you ran out of games. Well, you've got Hamtaro, as well as this now Frog Fractions, whatever the fuck it is. Why can't I boost another game? I mean, you could if you had the points. It's just it's only boosted for one spin. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Celeste Impax herself. It is a fake. Huh. Well, I'll be damned. Can't unless there are points. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what's going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Ah, it was a frame job. Mr. Corrida? It's not actually a game you requested. Well, then request a game, 7-9, my man. You know how it works. Wow. Looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all, in-game. She never wrote anything about on guard. You requested it for the meme. It's just highlighting the message. You have 10K. You could request 2 more times there. You just can't permanently boost it. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake. That said, it has been a while since we've gotten to any of Ellie's games. There's a lot on there. There's like a couple Halos. There's My Time at Porsche, Wolf Dog and Sheep, the Sly Cooper games. There's a lot on there. Mr. Ungod could not have Mr. Ungod could not have known that, and so the fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that Ungard had no idea the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Just gonna save right here. I mean, there is the camera, right? Defense believes the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Ungard not to have known it was fake. Based on the fucking camera. What is this little... God damn it, Judge. Hey, Jeppa. Any killer could be Vince McMahon. Your Honor, we move to indict Vince McMahon. Arg gets it? Oh, okay, you're boosting for Arg. Arg, boost a game, I guess. A video camera, Your Honor. A very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Judge, cameras have been around since television and movies. What the fuck? Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ungard knew the existence of this note. Ellie's giving you a boost, Arg. Pick the game you want boosted. I mean, consult the list if you want, but also keep in mind Frog Fractions exists. Yeah. Mr. McMahon was judged during the trial of Eric Bischoff. Well, I suppose that makes sense. Why wouldn't he be? Because he was spying on the victim, isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Ungard would have known the victim had forged the note. So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. McFoley was prosecutor. I don't know if he's licensed. Recommend Shovel Knight? Sure, we'll boost Shovel Knight. Just updating the list. Ow, motherfucker. Alright, moving back to the makeshift guide. The custom guide or whatever the fuck it is. Exactly, Your Honor. Chris Masters was the oily bodyguard. I don't know if he had to be oily. He was, I'm sure, but, you know, didn't have to be oily. Prosecution theory as to what Mr. Ungard's motive for murder was has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ungard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ungard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why'd you show us some proof the victim made the forgery in an unknown place? Order! Mr. Edgeworth! It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. As you figured? As I figured, it's come down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ungard's motive through evidence, then it must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth, you've seen the witnesses we have, all right? So, I've been saying shut up instead of overruled. Shut up! Jonathan Coachman opening statement. His client's an asshole. I mean, checks out. Have a receipt for the forgery store, which On Guard did not have cameras at. Damn, he's got me. Now back to collecting points for no reason. What do you mean, no reason? You can prove you love me that way. Edward's stuttering. This isn't like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley to kill and to commit the murder? It's Larry. Oh my god, Larry. Already proved your love to me. Not according to, Twitch chat. The ultimate judge, jury, and executioner. That's impossible! Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? Ends with John Cena AAing Eric Bischoff with a trash compactor. Jesus! With a trash compactor. Ugh. It is... Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Whoa, wait! Shelley the Killer? Never redeemed million channel point reward. Exactly. Summon Shelley. Yeah, fucking 7-9 here with his logic beacons once again. You mean the killer? I mean the assassin. Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand. Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is that alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. Shawn Michaels? Oh no! Unusual can a witness be? Well, there you go. Neither is Nathan. It's true. Shawn Michaels politicizing. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. I mean, we should probably arrest him at the, as soon as he shows up. Very well then, the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Marty Jannetty got killed? What the fuck? Does Shelley have fingerprints? No, he was wearing gloves. Your name and your, occupation, please? It looks like him, too. It's got the monocle and, his closed eye and the little stitch in the middle of the face. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say! What is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what the urgent phone call we got earlier was about. By a barbershop window and a mysterious assailant. How do you kill someone with a barbershop window? What? Do you mean the pole? Like the red and white pole that spins around? He's wearing gloves after burning his fingerprints at a chemical plant. Let's trace the source anyway. What of the gloves? Oh, you mean of the radio. He probably has, preventative measures in place for that. Oh no, this we will not do. I can't allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. Oh god. I'm so hungry. Only had 1,000 burgers in the last 12 minutes. Maya! Maya! A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied the man is indeed Shelley the Killer. Present a dead body. Went through barbershop window glass. Oh, wow. Just very literally, huh? Looks like we've run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. So, now then, witness. There's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. I believe this is the testimony. No, okay, part 2. After request. Part 2 of request taking is when I need to make a save. According to the guide. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is that correct? Main suspect is Shockmaster. I believe the suspect is Shelley the Killer, actually, but... You know. It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we've answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelley the Killer. What is he going to say? Oh my god, arrest him. Arrest that radio! There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on the witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give you the name of my client. Okay. I don't really see how that's something I could press on, but sure. Mr. Tequila seems to be a very clever man. To have eluded police and been an assassin, I would hope he's a clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. You're sending an email? While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. Tequila is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? What would I... There's nothing to cross-examine, Your Honor. We get it. You trust the guy. So what do you have to tell us? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collect your bayonets. Oh, boy. Something I must first state. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. Ha ha, fuck you. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Judge, what the fuck? It's like as you don't know about my situation. Nothing is more important than the trust between me and my client. The trust between you and your client? I provide a service in my fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has been accused of murder. I must preserve the Tequila name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break that trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes. That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough! Please, no more! Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. Reason I'm here today on the witness stand. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You! Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? The gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? Holy shit. Wow. Pretty fucking direct there, killer. Ah! No, I didn't say anything. The judge better watch himself. Harsh. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give you the name of my client. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. Why not? I still have a few things to say before I do. Then say them! Arrgh, that egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Yeah, agreed. Patience. Try and calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He's very steadfast and closed, so you have to work with him to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. What? Surely, what do I present here? I'll just press everything again, just in case. It's one of those press everything twice. Know your place. Go on. Trust between your client. Identity. Carry out. Ah, okay, here we go. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said your client had already broken the rules. I hate when they do this. The press it again, especially when it's a statement after. Since I press them in order, the fact that I have to rewind and press another statement, I hate when they do that. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person. I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You've made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. Then say it! What the What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness! What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? Even Shelley the Killer thinks On Guard's an asshole? I guess, yeah. That person's name is... Erg. The back shot. Adrian Andrews! Uh-oh! What? Witness! That's not what you told me it was earlier! But pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? It's a big radio. This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is Mr. Keller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. We win! It seems we do. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. Keller told him a different name. Madame Guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You, Shelley the Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on Guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Do we want to win this? Matt's an ass. I'm not sure I want him to be found not guilty. Prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note in-game, which was a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definite of all. Yeah, let's win, then rub Edgeworth's face. Or skip the in-between, just rub his face with my own face. Pressed against his in a soft and loving manner. I mean, what? We've heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me this means that Matt on Guard is innocent. It seems I have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you've reached a verdict. Bailiff, bring Miss Adrian Andrews in here immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. The killer is certainly lying under oath. Gee, first time that's ever mattered. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake in-game, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste is dead. And Juan's death It was because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified, and I think we all know what an honest and upstanding man he is. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button, donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Pax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her. You wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. Eh? You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I believe we reached the end of the trial. Therefore, I ask the defendant for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the guilty verdict and save Meyer? Do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm gonna save here. I feel like this could be the place to get the achievement. But according to the guide, this is not the achievement. I mean, I'll save it. The guide's very clear about when I get the achievement, so... I guess I'm gonna request we continue the trial. Binox. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. Yep, I sure am. That my new thing. I just tell people I am a lawyer and others tell me you are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Unguard's a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let somebody else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Unguard. I mean, I would argue are a little. Let's win because we're winners. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Unguard convicted so many times over. That's true. But he never took a single one of those chances. If I take the verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust. I never thought about it until just now. I trust him. Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. Events requests that we move on to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through the witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, I am a lawyer. A miracle will occur. Fuck any sort of logic. A miracle will occur. That's what we're counting on, everybody. A miracle. This is quite the pickle for Phoenix. Indeed. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, re-establish connection with Mr. Tequila. Right away, Your Honor. Oh boy. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little bit more about... All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we'd like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. Tequila, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? It was him for dragging the trial so long. It's true. Edgeworth and I, for this last half have worked together here. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of a crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and the button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have a cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here.
Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defendant's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then.
Then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us. How dare she?
Oh, God.
Head itches. Why? Adrian's a rule breaker in addition to an assassin hirer. It seems that way, yes. About my client. I've already stated quite a few times Adrian is my client.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicion on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
Ah! No. I'm not thinking of Mr. Wright!
Yes? Let's put a hit on Von Karma.
You want to kill me! You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that? You're
guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty.
Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are you not? Judge. I think most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
I suppose you are just the means to an end. That's an argument to be made.
That goes without saying, Mr. Tequila. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. Well, to an extent, I suppose. However, my client this time thought they could run away from the guilt. Are you talking about the button in the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police, I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out their service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and to even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here.
Any Adrian removed the business card? I mean, she did do that. Actually, she did all the things he's accusing her of.
Pretending to be the first person to discover the body. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try and create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I suggest you plan for your alibi too.
No, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services, ever!
Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here?
Why does the judge think I'm a murderer? Why does he think I want to kill him, of all people?
So she's like, so guilty it hurts. Anyway. From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room, all of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Eh? Already knew that from the beginning that Juan was dead. Wonder if I have any evidence to suggest otherwise. Why did you think your client did that? It's really just a massive ad for Shelly to Killer Services. Yeah, a stream sponsored by Shelly to Killer's assassination services. If you need someone dead, get yourself an alibi and get yourself an assassin with Shelly to Killer. What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. Why would someone who had requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my client may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. Thanks referred to, broke the rules. Well, that's not all you did, though. You also delivered a bear, eh? You also kidnapped Maya. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the 4th successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No. I'm fine, really. Are you really now? Judge, what the hell? I wonder what kind of man Judge thinks I am now. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? Apparently I'm gonna train in the mountains to be an assassin. All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that'll be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Phoenix Wright, ace assassin. Yo, I'd play that shit. Absolutely would I play that shit. Client's Adrian Andrews, tampered with crime. Client did it for another. Pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Edgeworth did this. Is this something I have to press again? Keep looking at me. No, it wasn't the one he hummed. Ah, that's the one. Press that. Knew from the beginning he was dead. Knew from the beginning? It's correct. From before my client visited the room. Was this added? All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. No, I guess I did read that one. So this is the one. What do we got? Suicide note, the bear. He was dead from the beginning. I mean, I don't know what this would be, strictly speaking. Although, given, we're running out of time here, I might just, consult the guide. Present the seasoning. Wrong, it's the wine glass. Thank you so much for taking time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room. Your client had no idea Juan Correa had been murdered! But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Correa had only fainted, which is why the glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what are your opinions? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Sure you did. Witness, how do you explain such a strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask such about a minor detail? It's not very important point anyway, correct? Adrian's an idiot. Yeah, there you go. I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange.
Yes?
Why is it the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised at you. Shocked even. Outraged. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Ah,
Sorry.
well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well.
Right now, I have to buy us more time.
While we wait for items to kill left behind to get in here.
I just need to know the very outcome of these trials lies with these items. I just know the outcome.
Or whatever, lies with these items. This request came to me, about a week ago. That written confession, of course. It was requested for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. It was fake. No, the suicide note in-game was fake. The confession was real. The killer obviously wrote a written confession, and Gumshoe's racing to deliver it to us. That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Well, let's press. 1 week ago, are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you'll keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
A specific date and time?
Services in the night award ceremony. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all of the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I had only my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh?
So what are these suspicions you had, and why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrido's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
You must be talking about the bear puzzle.
Inside that figurine was a suicide note in-game. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose the contents of the press conference after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where the bear figure was.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony now of any importance?
I mean, I suspect it was important, actually. Testimony just now made one thing very clear. And it is this. The client knew the secret of the bear figurine.
Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that.
Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Guess it wasn't that important. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, correct? Of course I did.
What was that? What was that brief pause?
I can't wait to hire Shelley to kill her myself. Witness! Make sure you give him plenty of time to prepare. I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking at them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Of course it's very important, Your Honor. If Mr. Killer had met the client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken.
So saying his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so. You see, it's just as I said.
I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, would the witness please continue?
As occurred, I believe, trust.
Ahem.
So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct.
Well, He says the two of them met, but if they did meet, there shouldn't be anything wrong in his testimony. Well, it doesn't seem any strange this time around. I have to draw more information.
All right, so looking at the guide, what you do here, you press on the bar thing, physically met her, and then you press further. Give us some details, made telephone call, or never made telephone call. Say it was not important. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him Him? Oh, I began to trust him. That's why I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was testimony just now of any importance?
I think it was.
I heard what I think I did.
Your Honor, I believe it was of the utmost importance.
Really?
That's the case. Witness, include that statement in your testimony just now. Very well.
Gasp indeed.
I mean, shit, I presented my badge.
Wrong button.
Hey, to killer, I am a lawyer.
Ow.
Ahem. Whoops. Profiles. There we go. There we go. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy? How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that's an impossible tale. What? Shelley to killer. You've never met the real Adrian Andrews! Well, why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what is the... What did you say just now? About her. If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman! Oh! The fake Adrian Andrews.
Order in the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this?
The witness testified to the following. He always meets clients face-to-face when taking their requests.
But he's never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Look at the sweat.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is without doubt a very androgynous name. You don't meet many guys named Adrian these days, but it is androgynous.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on?
Radio sweats oil. Indeed.
Shelley DeKiller! This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? I met a female Adrian, but multiple male Adrians. Ah, I'm the opposite. Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
Arrgh, I know he's just gonna spit out more lies.
Adrian's a unisex name, I guess. Easy mistake to make. It's true.
Very well, but this time, please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
All right, this is the one I need to go for the achievement on. All right. So let's just press... I'm going to press everything except the statement that leads me to the achievement. I'll save the game right before I do that. I remember down... The one time ever I've taken the request by mail, huh? Yes, I remember now. I took that request by mail. And there have been times when I took a job without having met my client. That's a new story. And the request was for the murder of Juan Carita and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client had to be a man. I thought of my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter.
Didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. He did, actually. He said he never takes jobs that way.
Which means he's definitely lying.
Be careful, Baynax. If he break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us.
I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing across there from me. My soulmate. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Same with me, surprisingly, although always thought of Adrian to be a male's name until recently. What about Alexanders? I've met numerous female Alexes. It's true. I also, whenever I need to come up with an androgynous name, I always go with Robin. I feel like Robin is a very androgynous name. Took that request by mail. But didn't you just say you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. I think Sam and Alex would be your go-to. Sam is actually my wife, so whenever I see Sam, I have to think of a woman at this point. Because I think of one specific woman. Oh, come on, let's stop with the game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. All right, then. Just cough it up and confess.
Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words.
You're a lawyer.
Or so I've heard. So behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Tequila met with his client?
No, I do not have proof. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I do not have any proof.
I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time.
Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Harsh. Job without having clients. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. That's how you know he's hip with the kids. He calls it electronic mail.
Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope?
See? This guy's way out of it. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. DeKiller, he's hip with the fellow youths of today, not this old fogey. Ah, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is commonly referred to as email. With a dash included, yes.
Email?
In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Ahem. Anyway, so you took the job without having met your client, and that's the one I need to press, so I'll save that for last. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face? Not even once? I did, once. It was when I went to give my client the figure. But then you would have seen that they were a woman.
I see.
But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time, so you didn't see her face. A simple no would have sufficed.
A mask?
The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. They didn't have Facebook back in the day. First of all, it's called Meta. Secondly, no, they did not.
Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems?
No, I'm good. I think I'd pull something but it would be real bad if I did it and made him mad over something trivial. There's no problems with the testimony.
What's the end of our rope here?
All right, gonna save the game and then get this this missable achievement. Save on this statement. We press this. 2 or 3 other things. Yes. And what were these other things? A few of the other things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do?
Let it slide. Now press further, damn it. Whether or not they're related to the case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... You were cooking. But we're interviewing a radio. I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... wait! Uh-oh, this is looking bad. I shouldn't press my luck. All right, I have to think. Is it worth pushing? Yes. Yes, it is, actually. Rip Maya. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what your other jobs with your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find the figurine. I was told this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was the figurine? It was inside Mr. Corita's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? Silcat! Shut up. I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include that in what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. I don't want to redo that, so I'll save when the game actually tells me to. One of these is to find the bear figurine and give it to Miss Andrews. We need to actually, present the figurine. Shelley to kill her. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside of it. This item. I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor! Shut up! I was going to burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it! Order! Order! So that's where you two are going! By the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. We're gonna take... Yeah. We're all going to hell via this trial. Order! Order! Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. If that is your intention, there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No! Please! Not that! Please wait! Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... Ah! What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution, What has come over everyone? Even you are. The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? What? Oh no. Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, even though I'm reluctant, I must believe Mr. Tequila's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley Tequila's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor.
If I end the trial right now, then your client Matt on guard would be declared innocent, and in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder? Prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defendant's final remarks. Bailiff, bring the defendant Matt on guard to the stand. Items from Mr. Killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands.
Boy, I really keep thinking I should be saving at this point. And yet I get more shit here.
Dude, did the old guy finally make his decision? To be honest, I can't think of you as truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Just... First of all, where the hell's the brandy keep coming from? Secondly, really, Matt? Just in front of everyone, huh?
So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On Guard, what an atrocious lawyer I have, giving up his own client like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer?
This is not refreshing as a spring breeze. It's true. The bad guy from Ratchet and Clank 2 is more refreshing like a spring breeze than this guy. That's a reference for one person, and I hope he appreciates it.
Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life?
You better get on guard, a guilty sentence, okay? I don't appreciate it. It wasn't for you!
But if I did that, Maya will die.
Oh.
But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged with murder. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright.
Did you say Ratchet and Clank? It was a reference for Nathan. Or I guess anyone who's played Ratchet and Clank 2, strictly speaking. There's a cutscene where the gang leader describes himself as cooling like a summer breeze, which I fudged the details on a whole spring breeze thing there, but I feel like you can, give me that inch.
Let's hear the defense's final statement on the matter. If the person who hired hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt on Guard, man of many talents, including producing brandy seemingly endlessly, is innocent.
I played Ratchet and Clank. Did you play the second one, Going Commando?
There's no need to ask, old... There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you?
Right.
I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart.
My client, Matt on Guard, is, according to the guide, guilty.
Nice stance.
I watched someone play that game. I played the first one. I played the first one on YouTube ages ago. I replayed the second one not long ago because I was jonesing for a hit. And then I haven't really played the third one in a while. And then I've tried to play the fourth one on emulator, but it broke the emulator, so it didn't really last very long.
But Adrian Andrews is guilty. We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt on Guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry.
Matt on Guard, it... Oh my god. Look who it is! Bursting into the scene. Francesca von Karma? Oh my god!
What are you doing? Ow! Matt's like, oh, I should get out of the way. It seems Miss Von Karma has something to say. I'll just scoot off to the side here while she takes the stand.
Very polite of him to do that. Aren't you supposed to frame Adrian? It doesn't matter what I chose there. The evidence is presented at this point. What matters is what happens next.
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Top left chat rules the stream now. Quiet, you! Made a reference to Ratchet and Clank 2 and you dropped the ball. You don't get to speak. You lost that right.
If Von Karma is perfect in every way, the evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. That's his trench coat.
What a filthy old coat this is!
That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what was inside this raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside the coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat, we can leave off the adjectives, thank you, is the defense's final piece of evidence!
Your final evidence? Well, Miss Von Karma seems done. Think I'll get back up on the stand here. Hope that doesn't screw me over. This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant you permission to do so. However, there is one obvious rule applies here. The items do not bring up any new points that will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces.
Oh. Hey, I wonder what 7-9's about to say in chat, guys.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That's all we can hope for.
Yep, shocker.
The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case?
Question for more details.
Does the pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me.
Oh, right. She was shot. Karita was strangled. Ahem.
That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test.
I mean, yeah, that'll do it.
So the pistol was the one used to shoot Francesca. It's probably not going to help us win.
Yeah, probably not.
Second piece of evidence is this videotape.
A videotape?
I bet the killer took that from On Guard Mansion. Have you checked the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to.
This is where we get the seasoning?
Oh, yeah. But I would speculate this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
Oh.
Did the killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 officers at the site.
Woof! He did that while testifying? Damn, the killer. Multitasking.
But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Sure, the killer is no ordinary man.
Yeesh.
The last piece of evidence is this bellboy uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel?
Question for more details.
What was used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in front of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There's a button missing from the uniform.
Huh. It's probably for Gatewater.
A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue.
The bloody button? The knife! Silkhat! Cloak!
So that's all I have to present, Your Honor.
So I'm going to save at this point. Anyway. It's just as I thought.
And what is it, Your Honor?
I'm sure
Were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you very much for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may now step down.
Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence!
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
I mean, it does seem like watching the video would make sense.
Wonderful! Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Baynax. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there?
I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. I mean, just look at how my clothes are staying on my body. That's gotta be a miracle, right? But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now.
But no matter how you think about it, it's...
Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us.
2?
The first. Madame Guard's wish from the bottom of his soul is for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
Takoa always places client's wishes first. If on guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let the hostage go.
That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible.
A second way is to force the killer to end his contract with on guard. If the killer were no longer to think of on guard as his client, he would let Maya go.
Mia! That's even more impossible. He's made a values duty towards his clients above all else.
I know both of these seem like impossible fates at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle.
The bigger problem is, Judge already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Hire Shelley to kill Shelley to kill her. Oh my god! The fucking 5-head on 7-9, of course!
Baynax, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what's always worked for us?
The other side? What does she mean? Turn things around?
Baynax, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. That's the case. Who does need it?
The person who needs evidence.
The defense, prosecution, and judge. We've all seen the pieces of evidence. And that is how we come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all. That person does not know the truth. The truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There were no objections at this time, correct? Now then, I will announce my verdict.
Gonna save right before I can. Just again, so we don't have to scroll through a bunch of dialogue. Shelley the Killer? I think so.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I will say, I enjoy... I do enjoy doing Matt Unguard's voice. I'm gonna miss that.
I've already told you, Mr. Wright. The court does not need any more evidence.
I am not saying it is us that needs evidence, Your Honor.
Then, you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one last chance. One chance. Please show your evidence to who you think the right person is.
That's impossible to turn the situation around in one try.
One try. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking On Guard down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to?
Obviously, to Maya!
I see! And now, tell this court, what is the one piece of evidence you would like to show the person?
My badge!
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't have anything to say to this.
How about you, Miss Von Karma?
That I was just shot, so.
I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue.
What? But you gotta find Maya. I gotta show her my badge. Go find her, Your Honor. That will solve everything.
No one understands what you're talking about anymore.
Wait, please, one more chance.
That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Matt On Guard, not guilty.
Boy, the confetti really doesn't feel right, does it? Huh. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Well. Well then. And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. DeKiller is a man of his word, so I'm sure—
You didn't even find out? Call Edgeworth or something?
I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course.
I mean, I feel like there's enough evidence to prove that that's not the case.
The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to be, because a miracle is something that doesn't exist.
You fucking weenie. Phoenix is a goddamn weenie. Ridiculous. Hey, they fixed the typo in this one. What was the typo originally? Rare achievement! What was the typo originally, Noki?
The miracle never happened.
That's better than a miracle is something that doesn't exist. The miracle never happened is like, yeah, all right, it just didn't happen. Miracle is something that doesn't exist is a fucking stupid thing to say. You weenie. Phoenix, you big old weenie. But we all knew he was a weenie, so, you know. Alright, so actually what I'm supposed to do... According to this, we only have 5 choices left, and the game is over, so... And 2 of them are about to be selected right now. We need to show... Don't know if, I'd make these 2 separate individuals game, but whatever. Ahem. I see! Now, tell this court the one piece of evidence you want to show the person. It did say miracles never happened in this one. DS said miracles never happened. It was sort of memed online back in the day. I mean, again, miracles never happen is... Oh, miracles never happen's a weird thing to say, I guess, but... I feel like a miracle is something that doesn't exist is a way stupider thing to say. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. All right, looks like I managed to convince him. That whole ending sequence was probably memed back in the day because Phoenix is just such a weenie. No! Run away from court, never see Maya again. Miracles can never happen. Miracles are something that don't exist. Just such a fucking weenie. What did the one on the Wii say? Because the Wii was like the first real port of this game after the DS one. I don't expect you to know that, Noki, but the Wii was the first one to get a port of this game, which I think I have actually. If I were to dig out my old Wii, I could have played this on the Wii. Wouldn't get achievements though, so. I don't know if they fixed it for that. That's fair. That means you can say butt plug now. It's true. Noki's a fucking freak. She's all about vor and butt plugs. So as soon as she's there, 7-9's in the clear to say those things. She's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? If I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Always good. Pretty sure you bullied Automod permanently allowing you to say butt plug. I've seen the list of what we've permanently allowed Automod to say. It's weird. It's a weird list. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Yeah, there you go. See? Butt plug. Me. For the record, 7-9, I think Noki's normally here. She's just like, you know, queen of the lurkers. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who is it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have planted the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specifically specified a place and time for you. Isn't that right? That Adrian Andrews. Yes. That was so they could film you. Sometimes I'm working, sometimes not. You never know. I mean, I could pull up the list of who's watching and know, but I don't know. It seems weird. I don't like streamers that do that, call out people that are watching or call out the lurkers. They're lurking for a reason, all right? Let them lurk in privacy. I mean, I'm second command as a lurker. Absolutely, Penguin. One of the emotes I'm going to commission from Atlas is definitely a lurker emote, specific towards, my duck. There's some weird terms that have been allowed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. I'm always watching. Pelican. Well, all right. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt on Guard film a crime scene? The reason why is my ticket out of this mess. There's only one reason your client would film it. They didn't trust you. No, they want blackmail. Your client's an asshole. Yeah, actually, your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Seems like good old Matt here really could have gotten out of this with his hide intact if he just had trusted to kill her. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley to Killer? Ooh. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. After the video, Matt literally could have gotten away scot-free. Yeah. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if the traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Well, I think we've heard enough. I see. That's all I wanted to know. Rip Adrian Andrews. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! She says through mouthfuls of burgers. My, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of, I don't quite know what just, Miss Von Karma, where did that? She always has you in her sights. Just not gonna explain that. Now I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Let's watch the video. I'm not gonna watch a snuff film on Twitch, alright? Cool it. Is that alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or not, he has no chance to escape. Go on, Phoenix. Play whichever way your heart tells you.
Right, Chief.
Well, obviously, my client is not guilty after all this. Congratulations, Mr. Matt on guard. Play the clip. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. We're winners, yeah. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant Matt on guard. Please, wait. What's the matter? If I get a not guilty, I'll be killed. No! Guilty! Guilty, guilty, guilty. And just like that, he did more damage than Shoo the cat ever did. Ew. As always, it looks like we've uncovered the real truth. I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. God damn it!
Mukarika Saba, you're here too. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did.
This witness, how shall I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that's of no concern to me. Perjury!
But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow! This is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am.
Aw, that's sweet.
So thank you so much, everyone.
It's still on record that we won and beat Edgeworth, though, right? Nah, Matt confessed. He took the guilty verdict. Be killed either way, Matt. As I recall, we established in the games that death sentence is definitely a thing in the Ace Attorney world, and you're likely to get it. Well, you never hear about or from him again, but apparently he'd prefer the safety of prison. Maybe since he, confessed to his crimes, he'll just get, life without suspension. Looks like we resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that's good enough for me. That's all. Court's adjourned. Let's go get a milkshake, gang. It's on me. I'm paid by the hour, and this trial took a while. I'll be sending you the bill, Phoenix. What? You're great out there, Phoenix. I did what out there was, didn't I? And the killer was sniping through a prison window. I think the idea is that prison is where the killer can't get him because he's locked up in a fucking prison. Hell of a snipe job, though, if that were the case. This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. Hey, what do you mean by that? You got the guilty verdict this time. But guess what? Past all that, to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty verdict, right?
Yes, I understand now.
Phoenix. How are you doing that without moving your mouth? Think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. I chose guilty. A perfect record. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's statement. I chose guilty. 8-1. It's true. Man on guard is... Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. Seriously, you're not talking at all. How am I hearing this? And your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. I chose guilty, so... Right. Ah! Edgeworth, why'd you just shove Mia to the side? I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Mia? How'd you change back? Boy, that just happens, huh? Really? Pearls, you're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya's safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I keep saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Wah! Thanks. Oh! What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. Yeah, what? About earlier. Thanks. Did you understand that just now? I mean, whether you like it or not, as a lawyer, you'll get an asshole for a crime from time to time. Not guilty verdict. Yeah, I can remember one other time that happens. It's in one of the 3DS ones. Then we have 2 legal assistants. It's true. Do we got to pay them both, or can they share a salary? If I paid the 8-year-old, that would count as child labor, so I'm not paying her, very specifically. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. His name was Larry Butts. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... DL6 happened. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. I was alone in the courtroom for some reason. I was saved by that person. I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. You know, after the whole rise from the ashes thing. I left the note, Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. The prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was that moment of clarity, everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. Every time we did so... What about the Emma Sky case? Don't worry about that. Technically, that wasn't canon until the games got made on DS, so some of the dialogue doesn't acknowledge that. No matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith, no matter how many times the judge told him he was an idiot. And before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. I miss Emma. She doesn't return until one of the Edgeworth games, and then in the Apollo Justice games. Or Apollo Justice game, and then the 3DS ones. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do now is fight with the knowledge that we hold in everything we have. Erasing paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. They'll always eventually reach a single truth. That I promise you. The truth! Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? And that's why you couldn't forgive me, the man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? Like a lot of luck. Well, tomato, tomato, arg. This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah, is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? I'm a lawyer. You've really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with, always cute, was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. Big hands, he has.
And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma.
I don't want to hear your wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miss Edgeworth, you're no longer worthy. You're no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Her gumshoe tracking device? Isn't that the thing she used to track gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Really? Why? Okay. Nick! Oh, it's gotta be Maya. She's the only one. Nick! Hey, Maya! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Why is she grabbing my titties? What the fuck, Maya? Yo, calm down. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. To whip Maya into shape. Ah, of course. Save after we bring Pearls home. Of course. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck in this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Oh god, she's right. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're all right. Hey, looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from what I was a year ago. Heh. That is a hungry woman. Alright, I think it's time we get out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. Should we check on Gumshoe? Nah, he'll be alright. Wouldn't be surprised if it was that easy to haunt your dumbass. Yeah, I agree. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. I've decided we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food. We went back to the hotel for their leftovers? Seems foolish. Oh, hey, Gumshoe. Wow, you're head injury, huh? Oof. Yo, you're kind of built, Gumshoe. The trench coat hides some broad shoulders on this guy. Hey, pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him. Why are you here? Need it again, City Boy? Delicious homemade tacos. Nice. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it was more exciting the very last episode of Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now again, Mr. Sneak Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bully Mr. Rat too hard? If you don't start being a lot nice to him, you might just kick it. Tonight, even. Poor Gumshoe. Head injury is the last thing. It's true. You know what? Maybe it'll come around and be smarter for him. Find Von Karma and invite her? I mean, I assume we would if we could. I'll keep that in mind. Come on now, everyone gather around. Oh, we're gonna have a picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Why? Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for those 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I went off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There's a 4th item. Ah, come on, y'all, it's over. But who, boy, I tell you, you're really something else. A 4th thing? She isn't a hostage. We won. That's what you missed. Edgeworth might argue with that. What do you mean? Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, is there? Yeah, no, Maya's had a traumatic and exciting life. Why does she look happy about that? Being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Adrian Andrews was actually guilty. Sounds like you had a rough, so where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. Yo, Maya available for commissions? You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. So is that what Gumshoe took? Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Ah. I'm sure it's nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had my most awful experience with my wife, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd, even though you're standing right here. The tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time I excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. Phoenix, she hasn't eaten for 2 days. I had fun tonight, now if you'll excuse me. Wait! What? I just want to say, I am a lawyer. Thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Humph. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. My badge! I mean, apparently it's the whip, so... Sure. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me, I was only doing my job. Looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Give me your badge. I'm done being a lawyer! Right, what the hell are you talking about? Mystic Maya! Offense to me, she's a glutton. Well, that's fair. So. But also in defense of Maya, she hasn't eaten in 2 days. I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. The seasoning. God damn it. Pearly, would you cut that out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. Kind of already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. It's a camera shop at the hotel, you see. And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be for $3,000. Huh. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. I am gonna next time you're on trial, you're the killer. Huh? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? I'm not paying that. The food I'll cop to. I'll cop to the food. We gotta feed Maya. I'm not paying for that camera. I'm gonna dispute that charge and she's gonna die in debtor's prison, is what gonna happen to a lot of heart. Did Matt on guard pay us? I mean, legally he has to. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? I don't need to hold back now here. Yeah, pal, time to wet it all out. This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being hostage and all. Objection! There it is, everyone. Shu Takumi! A man who doesn't understand how bellboys work, apparently. The 4th thing! I will never know. I had to hide that letter, but I assume it's her drawing. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Achievements done for this game. There is a 3rd game, though. That we'll play, you know, later. When I feel like putting it back on the wheel. It'll be a bit before it's there. I'm so happy you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick, and I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case. Pearl, calm yourself. Please, I'm married. Thought we were doing the trilogy, but I'm not complaining. I mean, eventually we will. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. Hey! Heard him say things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Can we invite Edgeworth? We'll eventually play the third game, but, you know. Hey, I played the first game basically a year ago. The save file has it as the last time I used it was... Oh, Maggie! I'm Maggie Bird. I'm retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm gonna be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to people who come to the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. I mean, I guess. Second part of the trilogy. Yeah, I played the first part a year ago, almost to the day. The save file was last used October 25th. This is obviously the 20th. Oh, this fucking guy. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hoti. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember if I ever laid so much as an eye on her, I would go, crack! Yes. Didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes, yes. Oh. That guy's a Reddit mod. This fucker. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, and to let the world know we're serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? No. I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Moe's jokes. Why is Zimbabwe? Is he starting in reverse alphabetical order of all countries? Ah, fucking this guy. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represents. We got a new act all prepared for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. You know what? I am gonna miss voicing him. Matt on Guard and Ben and Trilo were probably my favorites to voice. What's this? Dratch, just an ordinary electronic razor we're charging in the stand. I can't believe this, really. How long do they plan on making me do that? Oh, we forgot about her. But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they won't forget about me, would they? It's never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy, and they would treat me like royalty, and there wasn't her name. Feel the pain in my heel. They're going to feel the burn. And speaking of burn, playing with fire is very dangerous because all that, the three warehouses, the scenery burned down, caused a huge stink. Ha! We forgot about her. Yeah, she still had it. I forgot about her, too. Like, oh yeah, old bag. She was sent to fucking scan a bunch of shit in the hotel. Completely forgot about her. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said after I got out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really grateful to have met everyone. It's weird that you're like, I don't know, taking like comforting mentorship from a woman 3 years younger than you? She's like 18. I mean, she's mature for her age, but it has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. And then it destructed. All right, then. She gonna pay us too? Why would she? Oh, Adrian? Well, I mean, we technically weren't her lawyer. She was a witness who we threw a lot of suspicion onto. March 23rd. International departures, gate 12. To kill her? Where are you going, Francesca? How did you know I was here? With this... Zats. I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Wheel day. Indeed, the wheel will be spun. Why would she? She nearly broke her mentality. It's true. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Sweet, he's getting a new coat. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that, man, you told me something very interesting. When I went off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francesca, so many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my VIP away. Speaking of that, Wright gave this to me to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth. I've always hated you. Wow! Touching! And then, finally my chance to take revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I have been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all those years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francesca von Karma. God, another 4-hour stream. Oh, no, she's really cute when she's crying, and I feel bad now. God damn it. Why does everyone keep saying what they are? I am Francesca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. 6 hours later. There's a seasoning coming to play. Quiet you! Our battle begins now, so you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Aw. That's cute. And then she just left, I guess, for Germany? Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that's ever made it to you, I'll take good care of this 4th piece. Wow! So I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Huh! I assumed they were just like, don't worry about it. Oh, that's super cute. That's super cute. Maya drew a little doodle with me. Francesca, I think, is in the next game. Only for one case, though. Hey, there's the achievement. Farewell, my turnabout. Ugh. That is the end of Phoenix Wright Justice for All. I don't know if she gives it to us in the next game, because she doesn't actually face us in the battlefield, as it were. I don't think she's in, like, she's not the prosecutor in that game. Which means I think she has yet to give it back to us. Anyway, enough of that crap. Time to spin the wheel. We should draw a token. I would need to reveal my face in order for that to work. You better give it to us and better still be laced with some seasoning. Well, we'll see, won't we? Spin the wheel. All right, here we go. Yep, don't know why it's down there. Ahem. Anyway, fourth game. What? No. What? There are plenty of Phoenix Wright games. I may play them all one day. The only one I have scheduled next is the third Phoenix Wright game. Trials and Tribulations, I think. Anyway, any of these my games, we'll see. Wind Waker, which is the streamer's choice. I would like to play Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Shovel Knight, boosted for now. Ib, Shadow of Memories, My Time at Portia, boosted. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards, West of Loathing, Sleeping Dogs, Pokemon Crystal Clear, Legends of Legaia, DMC Devil May Cry, Spyro 3, Crash Bandicoot, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Skyrim, all the Sly games, Mass Effect 2 Speedrun, Halo Reach, Halo 3, Portal 2 with co-op, Red Dead Redemption 2, Star Fox Assault, Tony Hawk American Wasteland, Another World, Smash Bros. NPC, Black Sad, AI The Somnium Files, Road to WrestleMania, WWE 2K12, Sheep, Wolf, and Dog, Cooking Mama, the DS one specifically, Journey to the Savage Planet, No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Back, Simpsons Hit and Run, Shining Force, Rocket Power Beach Bandits, Pokemon Fool's Gold, GTA 4, Chrono Trigger, Ham Hams Unite, 30 Flights of Love, and Frog Factions. You have at least one game left on the wheel, Cooking Mama. Yeah, the DS one. Not the Wii one, but, you know, I've never played either, so I can't really say I have no input on either of them, really. Uh-oh. Oh, Ellie. Ellie, look what it is. My Time at Portia. Well, well, well. Look what we have here. It finally paid off for Ellie. My Time at Portia. Suppose I'll be playing that tomorrow. Maybe I'll give it like a couple streams. I do need something to play until the Resident Evil 8 DLC is DLC. Resident Evil 8 DLC is out next week on Friday. So I will be playing that on the day it comes out. I might just do a couple streams of Portia until the Resident Evil 8 DLC. We'll see how I feel about Portia. Anyway, see you tomorrow for My Time at Portia. Finally, we can see what all the hype is about. Love you all. Be good people. Toodle pip.